Greetings, royal family. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'm back. You're back. We're back to another review for the great value version of Girlfriends, aka Tyler Perry's Sistas. All right, so we last left off where Andy was about to get married. You know, Gary had set up this whole wedding situation, got the sisters involved, and Andy said that she doesn't think that she can do this. So she feels like she does not want to go through with the wedding. Now, if you remember, Karen, she hightailed it out of there. She said she don't want no parts of this. And the next time Gary decides to squeeze you like a pimple, don't call her. Okay? So the girls want to accompany Andy when she tells Gary that she can't go through with this. And Andy wants to tell Gary in private that she can't marry him this way. Although this was romantic, now is not the right time. This is what Andy decides, and the sisters are like, you shouldn't tell him by yourself because Gary is crazy. But Andy says, no, I got to tell him in private. Now, here's the thing. I've been saying this for a while, but for those of you who are new here, welcome. I am sick of seeing these women with their noses up Andy's garter belt. It's gross. Why do they coddle this woman? I don't like it. The optics of the whole thing, I can go deep into it, but I won't, but it doesn't look good. Tyler, what the hell are you doing? Tyler Eugene Perry, what are you doing? I don't even think that's not even his middle name. Anyway, so they go and address Gary, right? The sisters, that's Simple Sabrina, and I'll do anything for $1, Danny, and Fatima, because Karen says she wants no parts. So they go and address Gary, and they're doing all this neck rolling, and they call themselves checking Gary, which I think is so stupid. I just feel like Simple Sabrina, she says that Andy is a beautiful, smart, and successful woman, etc. All this Andy ass kissing is gross. They've been doing it since season 1. Everybody, oh, you're such a beautiful, smart woman. You got the strange cleaning lady. You're such a beautiful woman. Everybody says Andy's a beautiful woman. What does any of that mean if she is as dumb? She's actually dumber than Sabrina. She's more simple than Sabrina. Why are we coddling Andy? And I don't think she's quite smart because she was sleeping with a married man with the hopes that he would leave his wife. I'm just saying. And she's acting like she's the victim. I'm really quite sick of the storyline, Tyler. I'm really sick of this. And like I said, Karen, she decided to hightail it out of there, right, in the previous episode. And I'm with Karen. She decided to not be involved with any of this. I feel like Andy is going to choose Gary. So Simple Sabrina and I'll do anything for $1, Danny, they're just making fools of themselves at this point, checking Gary. What are you checking? What are you checking Gary for? You're too grown not to know this. Andy is going to choose that man over y'all. And quite frankly, Andy doesn't even rock with Simple Sabrina and I'll do anything for $1, Danny, like that. You know what I'm saying? Karen is really her girl. She kind of looks down on Sabrina and Andy, right? Has she not in season 1 and 2? Now all of a sudden they're like helping her fix her makeup and they got their noses up her behind. Why is everyone coddling Andy? Why? What is the purpose? She's not a victim. Gary and Andy end up talking, and he tells her that it's fine if she doesn't want to do this right now. He said that he talked to his counselor about this. He's laying it on thick. Like, he basically said he talked to his counselor about how he would handle this if Andy said no. And Gary, he points out that her girls love her. And Andy says that, she's told them way too much over the years. You hear that? She said that she told her girls way too much about her relationship over the years. Andy is going to choose Gary. Simple sisters. Karen knows what's up. Karen ain't dumb. She's going to choose Gary over you. And when she gets into some ish, she is going to look to y'all to save her. Save your time and yourselves and the stress. Let Andy be dumb by herself. Let Andy figure it out. Andy is an attention whore. And a whore. I don't get it. She's not a victim. Andy don't give a bleep about her sisters. I feel like they are friends to her, but is she really a friend to them? Message, ho. I'm just saying. Anyway, what would you guys do, if you had an Andy in your life, right? I'm curious to hear your opinion. So put it in the comments. Let me know, what would you do in this situation? Would you be like Karen and just be like, look, when he squeezed you again, don't come calling me. This man has done this, that, and the third thing. I'm out. Or would you be like simple Sabrina and Danny and stick by her and call themselves Cussing Gary? Would you do all of that, neck rolling? Would you do that? What would you do? Anyway, Aaron is vouching for Gary, who he claims he counsels at his church. Now, Aaron says that he likes Karen, but, she's stuck on Zach because the sisters ask her, hey, what's going on with you and Karen anyway? Fatima is standing there and, and she tells Aaron that she dated Zach and she didn't know that he was Karen's ex. So anyway, Andy and Gary, they end up coming out of the room and, Gary says that, he's willing to wait until Andy is ready. Now, something tells me at this point, right? I'm watching this and something tells me that Gary has something up his sleeve and that the season will probably end. And Andy will be painted as the victim again. We've seen that in season 1 and season 2, right? So I see nothing but repetition here. Anyway, let's move along, right? So Karen, she's at her salon. She called Zach over because she wanted to talk to him. And I think that the only reason why that Karen wants to talk to Zach is because she's seen the caliber of woman that Fatima is and how Zach actually feels about Fatima and how Fatima felt about Zach. So I think that Karen is like, wait a minute, how come I couldn't bring out that in Zach, right? And I think Karen just doesn't want to admit that she's not the woman for Zach. Zach is not the man for her. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But whatever. So Zach arrives, at the salon because, again, she wanted to talk to him. So Karen tells Zach that Fatima told her all the things that he said about her, and how he's not over her. But Zach never said Karen's name. So Karen is upset that, he could tell Fatima all of these things about Karen, but never mention her name. See, this is what Fatima was trying to tell you, Karen, with your miserable behind. Fatima didn't know. Why are we putting the blame? Why are we trying to paint Fatima out to be a home wrecker or a bad? No, Andy's the home wrecker. See, you directing your anger or your judgment or your reprimand, I should say, to the wrong person. Fatima didn't know. She did not know. She didn't know. So get over it. So I didn't understand what Karen was trying to do. I just feel like she should just let Zach move on. They weren't married. They didn't have kids. I feel like Karen is very selfish. And she's been dogging Zach since season 1, episode 1, when she was at that clinic getting checked up. Remember that? But whatever. Zach tells Karen, look, they're over. It's done. And Fatima is who he is going after. He said he wishes her the best. And he said, I am done. Right? Good for Zach. Didn't Karen say that Zach ain't no good anyway? And she got tired of footing the bill for him and all this other stuff. I think Karen was hoping that Zach was the one that actually stole her credit card information so that she could be right about him. Zach might have been all of those things that Karen painted him out to be back then. That is her experience with him, as Iyanla would say. But I feel like different people bring out different experiences, or different people bring out different things in people. And I don't think Karen can accept the fact that Fatima has brought something out in Zach that she couldn't. And it's not even a matter of a woman is supposed to make a man this, that, and the third thing. Zach was at a different point in his life back then as well. He was on hard times. He had just gotten out of jail. As far as Fatima's concerned, she presented him with opportunities where he could make money for himself, and he's a little bit more stable now. So I just feel like Karen should just get over it. You don't want Zach. You really don't want Zach, girl. You don't want Zach. You just don't want Zach to move on because you thought that he was going to need you forever, girl. You thought that that codependent relationship was going to last forever and you could continue to beat him down. No, let him move on. Just get over it. Like, just get over it. Anyway, we shift gears to Crazy Gary and Andy. So Andy, they're getting ready to go to bed. They're at Andy's place, and Andy done put on her little red lingerie, and she tries to seduce Gary to make up for telling him that she's not ready to be married, right? Now, she thought that she was the lady in red, but all Crazy Gary wanted to do was go to bed. Okay, he shut her down, right? Andy could not believe that Gary rejected her. Oh my God, somebody actually rejected Andy, the smart, beautiful one that everybody, you know, dotes on. Oh my, how could he reject me? Right? This is the attitude that Andy has. And she tried to make him feel bad about it. And he just shouted like, damn, Andy, just stop. I like Gary's character. I really do. He's exciting. Now, Gary, he gets triggered when Andy said that she learned some new sex tricks because Andy messed with some dude not long ago, whatever his name was, the cleaning lady's grandson's son, whatever his name, Cyrus, whatever his name is. And Gary thinks that, you know, she might have learned those tricks from him. So, Gary lays it on thick with the manipulation, right? So Andy says that she learned these little tricks in a magazine, right? Bottom line, Andy, your man thinks that you a hoe, okay? Not a H-E-A-U-X, but a H-O-E, garden tool, straight up garden tool. You know, and of course he's going to think that you're a hoe. You were sleeping with him while he was married and you knew that he was married. Duh. You know, I like I said, I like Crazy Gary's character because he's so unpredictable. He's exciting. You know what I mean? He's crazy, but it's fun. All right, let's take a break from the lady in red and shift gears to Danny and Rodeo really quick. As far as their storyline, I've said this before, it's very repetitive, and it's been at a standstill since season 1. Rodeo doesn't even go anywhere. He's always in the apartment. He stays in Danny's place. Like, what the hell? Is he in witness protection? So Danny, she ends up freaking out because she's gossiping with him. And he says to her, oh, when we get married, I'm going to let you know. So she freaks out. She goes in the bathroom. For whatever reason, she calls Simple Sabrina. And she's making a big deal like, oh, I don't know if we're going to get married. Oh, my God. I don't. So, of course, they're painting Danny out to be the indecisive, no goals, standstill, no direction having friend, and again, no evolution with her character whatsoever. So moving along, back to Gary, okay, because he excites me. He apologizes to Andy, right? And Andy apologizes to him for whatever reason. Anyway, so Gary said that he's working on getting past the thought of someone else sleeping with Andy. Now, Gary is a top tier manipulator. Okay, now this is good. This is some good manipulation right here. All right, and it's exciting to see on the screen. So he tells Andy that he can't even get it up when he thinks about Andy messing with the other dude. And he can't get that picture out of his head. Top tier manipulation. Now, Andy is falling right into his trap, of course, right? Now, this is his get back, okay? Because I knew everything wasn't going to be all good at that little shotgun wedding. You know what I'm saying? So this is his get back for her not going through with his wedding that he planned, right? He was embarrassed. He's not going to say that. And plus, Aaron was there, so he's not going to cut up in front of Aaron. What do those two got going on, right? Aaron is supposed to be a pastor of sorts, and he's supposed to be counseling Gary at a church, but we never see Aaron in church. We nothing. We don't see him with a Bible. I don't even think he's ever quoted any Bible verses since he's been on the show. Has he? Maybe it went over my head. I don't know. But something tells me it would be interesting if the two of them was in cahoots and got something going on. It would be a lot more interesting than what we're seeing unfold so far. Anyway, so as far as Gary is concerned, I see you for your works, Gary. And Andy is dumb because she wants to be, right? Andy wants to be dumb. I think she has to save face. Let us not forget that she was waiting her turn, right, as it pertains to a relationship. She was dealing with him while he was married to his crazy wife, who I hope gets out of jail soon because we need to spice this up. This is boring. The same repetitive, oh, Andy's so beautiful. Andy, if you hurt my Andy, I'm going to come after you. No, Andy dumb. You were sleeping with somebody else's man. So the same way you got him is possibly the same way you're going to lose him, right? So next week he's supposed to be on the phone with somebody, probably cheating. Why you questioning that man, girl? Okay, Kelly Price. Anyway, so Zach and Fatima. Okay, so Zach's confidence is on 1,000, and I'm here for it, and he wants to make things work with Fatima. So he shows up, he calls her, he says, I'm on my way. A little bit of bad acting there because she was like, oh, not Gary. Zach, what? And then he hung up. It was so weird. Anyway, so he shows up. They end up having sex. Tyler Perry, this is not Cinemax. This is BET. So I get it. You need something exciting for these scenes, but that was a bit much. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm here for it. So they end up doing the do or whatever. So we'll see what happens with them. Now, back to Karen. Karen, she's home. Simple Sabrina shows up to visit Karen to see how she's doing. And Simple Sabrina, of all people, asks Karen if she's jealous of Andy and Gary. See, this is the stupid shit that I can't deal with. Like, this is the dumb ish that women do. And this is why I support Karen not supporting Andy's low budget relationship. Always throwing that jealousy crap in there. What is Karen might be jealous. But Simple Sabrina, you of all people are asking Karen if she, see, here goes the narrative. Everybody is building Andy up and everybody is singing her praises like she's some hero. And Karen's supposed to be jealous of that? Tyler, you gotta, anyway, Aaron shows up as Simple Sabrina is leaving. He shows up to Karen's place. So he's so annoying. Is anybody else annoyed by him? He is so annoying to me. Didn't he just tell Karen that he needed a break? Anyway, so Aaron says that he's ready to make love to Karen. Aaron, grow up. Like, you're just so annoying. And is Karen gonna do it? Probably, because she realizes that Zach and her is over. She can't control Zach anymore, and Zach is done with the back and forth. So she might just sleep with Aaron, but Karen, you shouldn't. And Karen is not even my favorite character, quite frankly. Gary is. I know that sounds crazy, but his character is exciting and unpredictable. So, you know, he's more fun. Is Karen going to sleep with Aaron? Are people going to stop acting like Andy is a victim? Will Sabrina stop being simple? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm signing off, Royal Family. Until next time, folks. Peace.